Alright, hello, greetings and welcome in everyone. Sorry for the late start. My name is Harrier Citadel, Avian Alien Sentinel, the Fort Misthaven, perpetrator of creative chaos, general maker of things, and oh boy, this has been a day. This has been a day. So yeah, the internet has been horrible lately, and it is definitely Wi-Fi related. Because I have borrowed a LAN cable, and all of a sudden, it is less broken. Now, the Wi-Fi troubles persist across literally everything in my immediate proximity, so currently, the tablet that I'm using to act as my switcher is also not connecting. So yeah, I'm on manual switching mode today, which is gonna be interesting ish, unless I can get this thing to magically connect in just in time to actually do a thing. And yeah, there have been so many changes of plan for today. I was gonna rig and I was going to work offline because the internet was impossible, or I was going to try out a new game, but guilty conscience says no, you've got the deadline on the 17th, you should not be playing games when the deadline is coming that close. Until such time as you've conquered the deadline, you can't play the game. And then, yeah, so now what we're going to do is we are going to work instead on filling in a couple of gaps. We need to do art for lower arms on Teo's model, and we've got to do some additional layers for the tail, as well as, I'm looking at it again, I need to redraw the art layers for the skirt a little bit as well. So we've got a couple of things that we need to work through on the art side, considering that it is the rigging side of things that I think overloads OBS. So I really don't want to work on Live 2D on the big model presently live on stream, because I have not yet debugged completely whether it is in fact the combination of Live 2D and OBS that causes OBS to fall over. I have not yet had both softwares open at the same time this day, but I've had OBS open for the majority of this day, testing things out with other combinations, and it's been stable. So I think it's just that combination that is being really, really buggy, and I don't know why. I've optimized my OBS as much as I can figure out as well, so we'll see how things pan out this day. It's been wild. It's been wild. Rover, hello. I'm gonna lurk while I fail to sleep. I hope that the sleep failure ends soon. I hope that the failure of sleep ends very soon on your part. I know it's super late for you. But thank you for dropping by, Rover. I appreciate it. I hope that your Wednesday has been somewhat less chaotic. Yeah, so it's probably not my wait, let me just restart this thing again, because restart audio engine, because it's definitely not my headphone battery. Okay, so everything is everything that is on a wireless signal is deciding to have ghosts chewing at the signals, and I don't know if it is in fact. It shouldn't be only the card in my PC box, because literally every wireless piece of technology in my room is being affected by this. Even the Bluetooth between my headset and my PC is presently on the fritz, and I do not understand. I do not understand. Maybe do a quick update on your drivers too later. Yeah, it's gonna be the next thing on the cards, because man, I've been struggling with the tech way too much the last 3 days. It has just been one thing after another after another. Not fun. Not fun. But we do what we can, right? Okay. But, yeah, so that's still not working. Let me just do this manually here and switch to our main space. I'm just gonna do this manually because I haven't got my usual hotkeys. To put everything in the right places. Okay, so we're just going to start with, I think, redoing the art layers on the skirt, and then we will figure it out from there. And it would help if I do not have that clicked on. It do be like that with tech sometimes. When things go wonky, they tend to do it like they reversed it all together. Oh yeah, yeah. Tech is great when it works, but when it doesn't, oh my word, it's a landslide. It's an absolute landslide when things break. But we do what we can. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of duplicate that, hide the one, pull that up, and duplicate that, merge selected, hide that, grab you, all right. See how few edits we can get away with to make this look like something. Oh, it's been ages since I've done this, but hydration check. Hydrate. Yeah, we've now got a new mechanical hydrate timer in play as well, but thank you for the hydrate, Rover. We shall do so. So, we've got a new hydrate timer. It's a little literal kitchen timer. It's a cute little fox-shaped thing. It's currently got about 21 minutes left on the clock. Hear it checking away there. So that is going to go off in about 20 minutes. But yes, let us hydrate. Everyone, courtesy of Eternal Rover over on YouTube, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and let's take a sip. Ooh, fantastic. That's such a nice ticking sound. Yeah, it's really nice. And the bell that goes off isn't ear-piercingly loud. and at the same time it also doesn't go on for ridiculously too long as well. So as a nice mechanical thing that I am in no danger of frying with my own natural electronic wave disturbances that I strongly suspect that I have, because the number of things that break in my proximity make that seem immensely likely to be a thing. Yeah, I'm enjoying the idea of a mechanical thing that can't quite break as readily. Actually, no. Undo. Hide the full layer. Hide the petticoat. Let's do this. Pull this down. Grab you. I highly suggest bringing someone around you IRL to your computer to show them what's going wrong, and through sheer spite your computer will start working perfectly again. Tried and tested method. Oh yeah, absolutely. That I can actually attest to that. It does 100% work. Frustratingly, it really does work like that. I don't know why. Okay, that should be the only thing now visible. Yes. So then, if we clear it, hide it, grab outside, expand by 1, invert and fill. Okay, it's starting to look a little bit better. Still not right, but better. Make it a bit more irregular. Theoretically okay, but I want to do a separation. Like that. Okay. Wait, why did the deformations go away? Did I still do the dumb again? Highly likely I did the dumb again. There we go. Something like that. Just getting these pleats to look a bit more believable on the skirt. Okay, something like that. And duplicate. Clear it. I want to have the, no, undo. Symmetry ruler on. There we go. That should do the trick there. And let's just open up the appropriate PSD file as well. So I can grab you, copy, paste, merge down, begone. And copy, paste. There we go. And now what I want to do is I want to duplicate the petticoat there, because I want to redo the ruffle as well. So first we empty it, reduce that one. Symmetry ruler off, inks brush. Straight line, what we're going to do is we're going to grab that. So there we go. Okay. Ruffles. How far am I? Not very. Oh my word. Okay. Ooh, that one is way too high. Squish. And that is a hydrate. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and let's take a sip. Whew. I could hear the ticking, but I still got a fright. I've been on edge today. But it's fine. And next 30-minute cycle. On. There we go. I'm not even mad that I got woken up. That sounded great. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rover. Yes, unfortunately that does have a little bit of an alarm clock effect. Oh man, I'm sorry. You're good. I was in a weird posture. I would have messed up my back if I'd slipped off like that, so it was a good thing. Okay. That's good news, I guess. How loud was it, though? In case I need to change where I keep it. Not very, I'm just a light sleeper. Okay. Like, it oughtn't be much louder than my usual speaking voice, I don't think. It oughtn't be, anyway. But if it was significantly louder, then I might need to do a couple of tweaks to my logistics accordingly. Okay, now if I hide that, that's a wee bit more irregular. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. We want irregular. Okay. I don't think it was louder than your voice, just a different sound. Like, I got used to the rhythm and tone of your voice and there was a different sound suddenly. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Slowly getting this into some semblance of pleatedness. Okay, now we need to do the in-between bits. Okay, nearly got it, nearly got it. Alright, so now if we show all of that together, that looks a lot more organic than what I had previously. So copy, paste, merge selected, down. So those new layers for the skirt should work. And let me just check that off the to-do list. Right. Then next is going to be did I have that? I did. Not sure I like it, but okay, I did make it. It's just too off balance. It's just too off balance, that's why I'm not happy with it. So, we try this again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the entire thing . We're going to rotate it this way. More or less like that. And more or less like that, okay. Now next thing I need to figure out is how I'm going to make this tail. Which method am I going to use for this one? Because it's not quite as fluffy as one of the previous tails that we've worked on, so I don't want to necessarily do something that is not gonna work. Hide the pose guide. Let's go and see. Duplicate that. Drop that right at the bottom. And let's call this tail. Just call it tail for now. And I just want to check something over here. Somewhere. Just going through the annals of history quickly, looking for a reference. just got to go through like 26 pages of a thing quickly, looking for the right image. I know it exists. It's gotta be around here somewhere, right? I remember it being pretty early on in this list. She says on page 8. Come on, come on, come on. Gotta find it, surely it's here somewhere. Ah, this is the one I'm looking for. Okay. Okay. So if that is what is most accurate, then that is what I'm going to do. Here. Empty. Hide you, hide you. Just because that has been bugging me. Empty that. Show the swatch. I want that color. I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to start with that one. The length of tail is from there to there. Something like that. And this is part 1 of the tail. Okay, that'll work. Now we grab this color. Do we fill? No. Fill. Grab that. Now I just want to recall. Okay. Grab that color. And that's another hydrate reminder. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and let's take a sip. There we go. Round number next. Some splotches all the way along the length. That are wholly irregular. I think I'm being dumb. Yes, I am being dumb because I want to allow for some changes in the future. So, fold that entire thing again. Call that one. Take two. That's too close, but I can now pull it down because it's on a separate layer, so it's a bit less destructive. Okay. Almost got it. Alright, getting there, getting there, getting there. Okay, so that is going to be the coloration. Okay, and then here we need um Getting this fur to look fluffy while still looking short is a little bit of a long process, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost at our intersection. And I say intersection because it splits at this color point. Into the full length. Okay. Now what I want to do is duplicate that, empty it, scale that right the way down, like so. Something like that. Okay, and then if we show those again and reduce that just a smidge, there we go. Now we get a sense of fluffiness without compromising on our color. Save button is in order. Okay. Now what needs to happen is we need to account for the split bone, because there does need to be a specially shaped vertebrae for the split. All right. So they've got that. Which by extension is going to mean that that is wrong. Alright, and over here. Alright, so that is going to be our split for our tail loop. Because there are 2 tips to this tail. So then what we do is we grab the full layer, we grab black, we go edit, outline, on border 1, okay. There we go. That ought to do the trick. Tail name. Duplicate tail. There we go. Empty it. Come over here. And this is going to extend up until there. Ish. Okay. And that is a hydrate. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage, and let's take a sip. Okay. So that's been now an hour and a half. So far, so good for an hour and a half. Okay, so now we take that and we start making it match. Let's start with this first though. There we go. Getting this fur color in place. Slowly, slowly. Now this I'm just breaking up so that it will look a bit better on the overlap. And more intentional. Like that. There we go. Nearly there. Okay. Next layer of madness. Okay. Okay, there we go. On that side. Let me use this to my advantage so that I don't have to bother flipping canvases. The joys of mirror ruler. Alright, there we go. And that's actually good, as is. So each has one splotch along its length, and then it's got the tip. Okay. This one I want to duplicate. There we go. Fine. Fine. Since the ends are fairly prominent, I suppose it doesn't hurt that they've got a little bit of asymmetry in their color. Okay, nearly got this, nearly got this. Okay. We'll see if I actually retain one of these sides, or if I'm going to end up just keeping one and then copying and pasting. I think I'm going to keep this side, this starboard side that I'm currently doing the tip on. I think that's the side I'm going to keep. Because if I'm going to do this the method that I think I'm going to do this, I will have to do the ends twice. I do not want to do the ends twice. Although I might have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. Either which way, because it's gonna use rotation deformers, and those are notoriously temperamental. But there we go. So that is our tail. Copy. Paste. Merge selected. Delete the tail tip layer. Why? Because there's still something that needs to happen here. Namely the inks. So grab everything. Grab black. Edit. Outline. 1. Clear. Duplicate and merge down. copy. Paste. Merge selected. Cut. Paste. This is going to be port. Starboard. Okay. Save PSD. Do 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 do. Yeah. So then the next thing that needs to happen is that those two go all the way to the back of the list. Arms need to happen, but I'm not going to work on this now. I am out of mental capacity. After all of the technical difficulty. We had earlier, like, the how can I phrase this? The LAN cable that I've put in definitely helps, but there is definitely something in my space which is a Wi-Fi annihilator, and I don't know what it is. Because I am no more than 3 meters away from 2 Wi-Fi hubs in the on the house, on the property. And yet, the signal dropouts in this room are abysmal. It is terrifying. Now, I don't know if it's just the way that this building was constructed, that there is some sort of weird interference from something in the walls, maybe. I honestly don't know what it could possibly be that is making the Wi-Fi in this space so highly unreliable, because I am still struggling to get connection over here. On my switcher, which is on the correct address that it's trying to connect to, but it just won't connect. And considering that that is not an issue of considering that the switcher is on a tablet, which is on the Wi-Fi and not on the internet, which has been stable here, that tells me that it's a Wi-Fi problem, not a Wi-Fi card problem in my box. Because if it was the Wi-Fi card in my box, it would not also be affecting my tablet and my phone. And yet, it's something that I need to debug and figure out. But I don't know how to figure out. I don't know how to test that. Because it's all very well and good that one runs a speed test, but it doesn't help that when a speed test connects, it runs well, but the dropouts happen regardless of the speed test. Because speed and connection stability are not the same thing. And it's the connection stability that is the issue that I'm doing battle with, and I do not know how to test that and debug it. I surely can't be the only person on the entire property that has this problem. I know that the two people in the building that are on permanent LAN connections don't notice this because they're on permanent LAN connections and they don't live on their phones for internet purposes. So it's not something that they would notice, but I need to definitely consult with the only other person in the house who exists primarily on Wi-Fi and see if this is something that that person has also been struggling with. Because this is just ridiculous. It's just absolutely out of my brain's bonkers that I have to do this battle with Wi-Fi. And that is a hydrate reminder. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage. That's going to be the last one for tonight. That's going to be our nightcap. But everyone, thank you so much for joining me for a little bit of productivity on Teo's art layers again. A couple of last minute pieces that need to go into the model to get everything on track and working. So I can't really work on the live 2D part of it on stream anymore because at the moment it's just in conflict with OBS, and it doesn't help that I'm streaming something that's breaking OBS and then no one's enjoying the stream because OBS is acting up and dropping a quarter of the frames before internet connection. Like, legitimately, all of yesterday I ran tests on OBS and it was dropping like a quarter of the frames without internet, without even attempting to stream or record. So I've had to do a lot of optimizations, and it all stops behaving like an imbecile the moment that I switch off Live 2D. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's not as if the RAM is sitting hovering at 90% or the CPU is sitting hovering at 90%, so it's not that, surely. Temperature is sitting at a reasonably low temperature of sub 55 degrees Celsius, so it's not that. Ghosts in the machine. Ghosts in the machine. Honestly. I need to figure it out. Still. But before I spend time and brain power trying to optimize that, I need to make sure that I have the actual work progressing to the point where it will be deliverable by this time next week. I should be able to achieve that, but Not if I spend another 2 days trying to troubleshoot what OBS is doing weird. So I need to prioritize a little bit on that, and just avoid the things that I know are broken for a little while, and do the workarounds. And I think with that we should be okay. Now usually I'd be doing this part of the chat in the Zatsu screen, but obviously I haven't yet been able to get my switcher back on, and I've not got the guts to move myself back into center screen manually, so it's fine. We did get a lot done. We've gotten basically the entire skirt rebuilt. We made the tail ready to fly, so I'm a happy camper. That PSD is ready for export, or to import into Live 2D. So I've got no issues. We did manage to get a couple of things sorted. And I will keep you guys posted on how progress goes. I did capture a little bit of a cell phone video to send to Teo this afternoon, with an update on how things are going. There was a lot of loud stuff happening in the background, so I don't feel comfy posting that on social media yet. And there's still a couple of things that I want to fix before I post the next work in progress update, because there's some stuff on the face that needs some fixing as well first. But we'll get there. We'll get there. And yeah, little by little, we are achieving victory, one step at a time. So I'm going to end stream here and pull this tail into Live 2D. I've got to put a little bit of more work in this, I think. No, that's my head speaking, but my head is also dumb. I'm tired and drained at the moment. And it is probably wiser to go into what is left of the job as fresh and refreshed as I can possibly manage, right? So I shall then see you all tomorrow is Thursday. I'm supposed to stream again tomorrow. I'm not sure what I can stream tomorrow. I'll figure it out. Because on Sunday we've got combat style analysis again. So we are going to be doing the next batch of combat style analysis on Sunday, out of the event that ran in the middle of the donathon. So we had a whole bunch of submissions on that, and there's still 2 whole batches worth of people that need to go through the process and get their radar graphs. So I'm going to try and make sure that I am all charged up and ready to fly for that. And stream crashed? Oh no, stream crashed? Question mark? Let me check what happened on Twitch. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on there. I have no idea what's going on there. It looks like YouTube is still pretty stable. I will check the VOD and see if it is still actually as stable as it looks on my side, but I can't really tell anymore. Tech difficulty, yay! Yeah. I will do some management on that, but it looks like for the foreseeable future, things are gonna just be a little bit played by ear while I try and figure out why things are broken and why things keep breaking. So yeah. Alright. Thank you guys for being here. I really, really appreciate it. I will keep you guys informed over on X Twitter and Blue Sky regarding tomorrow's stream, if it will be happening, and if so, what will be happening. Because obviously I can't do live 2D rigging on Teo's model, which is the next most urgent deadline. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Night night, rest well, and I will catch you all when I see you. Good night, everyone. Have fun, and cheery bye.